Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So Golden State will get the first possession. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson, at the guard spots.
Win one since '4. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Bogut the pass to Curry. Thompson outside, lets the three fly. The shot is off. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
And that one's good.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
Feeds it to Green. Spurs passing it around. They get it back. Parker dishes to Duncan. Back to Parker. And at last they get one to fall. Parker's got 5 points so far.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
The shot by Curry, no good. For San Antonio, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. They kick it out to Green. Parker with a clean look. Another miss by Parker. Got a piece of it. Warriors have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Green. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
The wide open look here for Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Aldridge has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And the wide open shot from Green. The three-pointer, no good. San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Parker outside. Another miss by Parker. Warriors trail by 5. Curry kicks to Green. Down low, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Here's Thompson following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Curry with a wide open look. Hands it from downtown. Curry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Pass to Parker. Lets it go from 14. Aldridge can't get it to go.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Good.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Barnes against Leonard. Here's Parker.
Really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Snatched up. The dish to Thompson. Pass to Curry. Barnes kicks to Thompson. Poked loose. Outside for Curry. From deep. And another 3 for Golden State. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And, you know, looking at Andrew Bogut, he's been one of the game's best centers. I mean, obviously injuries have saddled him a little bit over the years, but he's made it through 67 games each of the past 2 seasons.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Well, going back to Bogut when he's healthy, he's a very difficult matchup for any opponent. Greg, one of the great rebounders and defenders certainly in this game now. He also, though, gives you points from the blocks and with tiny putbacks.
You know, he's become an unsung hero in a sense. Not the flashy guy who entered the league, but more of a very talented lunch pail kind of guy who simply wants to do his part.
And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for the Warriors. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another one.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for Patty Mills. And Golden State also making a change. Ian Clark's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. Ezeli kicks to Clark. Launches it. That's good. And so it's San Antonio with it. 4-point game. Here's Anderson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014. But he spent pretty much the entire season on the pond.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round. You're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
No good from Clark. The Spurs have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. And finished off by Martin.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Warriors have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Livingston. The shot no good. Good work defensively by Ginobili. Spurs have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. And Kevin Martin, the bucket on the assist by Anderson. That's 7 points for Martin. The pass to Clark. Here's the feed to Livingston. Looking to end the run.
And now, your Spurs team.
And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play.
Attack and find the open.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu, Tony, and Timmy there as the foundation and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that come on board, whether it's Leonard or Splitter, Mills, Green, or any of the other role players that have come through this Spurs organization.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Golden State looking at who they've got. He has the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Rush out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Ezeli in at center. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes. And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in. This one for three. Aldridge's shot is good. Aldridge has got 8 points.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Curry can't get it to go.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Spurs leading by 8. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were. Especially the way the finals began. Exactly.
Leonard with no one around. They get the rebound. Another shot. Parker's shot is off.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Rush gets the bucket. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever, but also of note was it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
Mills is checked in for the Spurs.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Bogut, that's good. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Leonard kicks to Aldridge, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right. Oh, look out, and then you throw up stuff like that. And you go, oh, my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
The drive by Green. No good from Duncan.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close. It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Thompson inside the line, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Now just a 4-point San Antonio lead.
You know, the league going to more ball movement, more outside shooting, less isolation play, and those are all natural fits for the talents of Klay Thompson, who's great moving off the ball, and we know he can stroke it from long range.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. And Martin subbed in for Green. Then for the Warriors, Andre Iguodala is checked in for Harrison Barnes. Barbosa comes in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Livingston, the three-pointer, no good.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Bogut kicks to Iguodala. West with the block. Now, here's Diaw. Not a lot of room. But they get it back. Mills, that's a two-pointer. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Warriors trail by 8. Here's Iguodala. Look at that jam. I mean, just beautiful.
That's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Warriors have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. On its way from Barbosa for 2. Here's Bogut. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Here's West. Warriors with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major last.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. And then for Golden State, Azili's checked in for Bogut. Spates comes in for Green. And Ian Clark subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. The Spurs shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season. Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Parker's checked in for Patty Mills. And that one's good by Clark.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
Spurs leading by 8. Here's Diaw, and the rejection by Azili. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. West with the block. No luck. Great D that time from Iguodala. Clark, the pass to Livingston. The kick out to Spates. In the corner, Iguodala with it. Fires for 3. The shot no good. And so that brings...
Yes, Kevin, here with Steph.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. They had some very nice stretches of play in the second quarter at both ends of the floor and got out to a well-deserved 8-point lead by halftime. And Shaq, what did... And that'll do it for now, as the second half of our game is about to...
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. One guy who's been getting it done is Kevin Martin.
I'll tell you what, he put together an entire highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
An explosive display it was, fellas. They might have to get the backup rim ready if he keeps attacking the hoop like he did before the break.
The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in at the 3 seat. That's the San Antonio 5. Green with the block. Now the Warriors moving it up. Here's Curry, and the rejection by Leonard. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. From deep three-point range.
It's been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first 3 shots. A tough start.
For a long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big 3, and rightfully so with all their wins, and Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big 3 recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition, won't they, Kevin?
Absolutely.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
It's stolen by Green. Back to Barnes. It's tipped. Here's Curry. He feeds it to Thompson. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And guys, for Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs, Coach Popovich already sees him as the next guy. He told Leonard not to think of the big 3, but to think of himself as the big 1. And guys, with what Popovich said about Leonard, small things like that can be the catalyst to get a player to reach greatness. Sooner or later, this will be Kawhi's team.
90 seconds now into the second half. Barnes dishes to Thompson. And again, no good by Golden State.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
Mills, he's checked in for the Spurs. And here's a little known fact, Clark. Only 3 players have recorded at least 2 triple-doubles in the NCAA tournament. They are Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Draymond Green.
That's some elite company for Draymond Green. He's a hard worker, a guy you love if he's on your team. He can be an irritant if he's not with you, but continues to improve and prove his doubters wrong.
Spurs leading by 11. Aldridge kicks to Leonard. Spurs passing it around. They kick it out to Green. Outside Aldridge. Back to Green. To the paint. Aldridge, the pass to Duncan. Dishes to Mills. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Mills has got the lead up to 14 now for San Antonio. Curry with it. He's got 6. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Duncan. Golden State also making some changes. Rush comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Barbosa.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
San Antonio making a switch here. West is checked in. The Warriors also with a sub. Spates is checked in. Poke loose. Now the Warriors moving it up. Barbosa with the ball. Makes it off the glass.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up, and you can get some easy hoops that way.
And that steal made it possible. And if they can use a few more sequences just like that.
San Antonio making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Warriors trail by 12. Curry attacking. Green left side. Again, Golden State.
Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Shots good by Mills.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
West, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, David West's usage and overall numbers have chipped away with time. He's still as efficient as ever.
Yeah, not the over 50% field goal guy he used to be, but still a valuable contributor on the block.
Kevin Martin is checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Then for the Warriors, Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Draymond Green. Ian Clark comes in for Leandro Barbosa. And it's Livingston in for Curry.
And for West, a lot of what he brings to the table is just professionalism, leadership, and a real example of how to get the most out of what you've got. He keeps everybody on the team focused, too. When he speaks, guys listen.
And he nails the third.
West, guys, still very strong as a player, but clearly it's his leadership that sets him apart. Does all those little intangibles that help teams win games.
On up the court. Livingston, no luck. And now the fast break. Anderson with the ball. Iguodala with the steal. Here is Livingston. He's covered by Ginobili. Passes it to Livingston. Clock at 6. Fires it up. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They got to offer more resistance here.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Boris Diaz checked in for the Spurs. And then for Golden State, Bazili's checked in for Iguodala. Klay Thompson comes in for Brandon Rush. And Curry subbed in for Ian Clark.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Spurs.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass? Creating those extra opportunities has been critical.
Man, Greg, you can feel, see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Tony Parker's checked in for the Spurs. Martin wide open. He fires. It's good. The assist that time from Dion. 14 points for Martin.
And even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they're in a nice zone right now, and that basket looks, you know, it can handle 2 balls at once. It looks like now it could probably, for them, handle 3 or 4 balls at once as well as they're shooting it.
44 seconds left in the third. It's Parker outside. It's rebounded by Livingston. Warriors trail by 20. Curry kicks to Spates. And he can't stop the run as he misses. San Antonio's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Martin goes in, and that one's good. Martin's got 16.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Here's Diaw. It's rebounded by Livingston. Livingston's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Thompson from long range. And no good trying to get that.
Here we go, San Antonio. Please give it up for the Spurs.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Warriors shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. And Golden State looking at who they've got. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. And it's Bogut in at the 5 spot. And Thompson throws it down.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Spurs leading by 20. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Feeds to Duncan. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
On its way from Curry for 2. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Here's Parker. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. He kicks it to Duncan. Green dishes to Aldridge. And here's Leonard from 3. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. 19 points for Leonard.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His 2nd 3 of the half right there.
Bogut trying to get open. And it's Thompson again missing.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his point.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Brandon Rush. He's checked in for Iguodala. Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. And Ian Clark subbed in for Steph Curry.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Make it two hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was also safe with that shot.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be. Remove all doubt on that attack. Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they've both shot the ball since the break.
And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the third fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
And the Warriors making a change here. Verajau's checked in. Barbosa kicks to Rush. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Barbosa for three. And it's Barbosa again missing.
He's got to know not to take that shot when he's so closely defended.
And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
And he gets it to go.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And he's able to get it back. Green. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And finished off by Anderson.
Andre Miller, one of the best dime droppers around.
The Warriors have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. That one bounces around and comes back out.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Barbosa passes to Green. The shot.
Sharp pass to set up.
Golden State's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Barbosa against Green from deep. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And the Spurs with some changes. DL comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. The Warriors also with a sub. Azili's checked in for Draymond Green. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Verajau. Spates checked in for Golden State. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ginobili attacking, and it's good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
The free throw drops for Barbosa.
Boy, a perfect half at the free throw line for them. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game. Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Here's Clark. Releases. He drains the quick shot. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Spurs.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Leonard. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Marjanovic, no good. The Warriors go the other way with it. Barbosa dishes to Spates, and he goes in for the dunk.
And, Kevin, that's a little taste of what can happen when the big guy takes it up strong.
Well, I guess he does have it in him, then, to get up off the ground when he needs to and rock it to the rim.
Yeah, you know, guys, he's never going to elevate that high, but he compensates and makes it.
He gets it to go.
Don't you love the chemistry? Those guys work so well together in the open floor.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right. And he gets it to go.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
Ginobili with the three, and the shot is good.
And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this one.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly.
David, obviously.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet. Kawhi Leonard.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny.
Tell them where I'm from. Make the 6 straight jump from SoCal, Hollywood to the slums. Get burnt by the California sun on the west side. East Coast, where you at? Just got to New York like a net on a jet to London, to Brazil, to Quebec.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Can we talk about Kawhi Leonard, guys?
Sure.
He's become one of only very few players ever to win a Defensive Player of the Year and a Finals MVP. And he just keeps on getting better, Kenny.
His ability to guard multiple positions. His length can bother point guards.
Come on, fans! Let's get up and get pumped!
There's a buzz here in San Antonio, Texas, with another sold-out arena. We'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. So Cleveland will get the first possession. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Thompson. And it's Irving in at the 5.